5-star and T-Bone up in here. Let's get this party started.
Oh, we the Big Easy Mafia.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we the Big Easy Mafia. Oh, we the Big Easy Mafia.
Yeah.
Oh, we the Big Easy Mafia. Stand up, get crunk, make noise. About to go down for a black and gold boys. We ready, jam tight, no bluff. Saints are like the winter rain, got a handcuff. Beating down your block, Crescent City cloth in the air. Ask me if I'm a fan, I said hell yeah. Big Easy Mafia is what I be.
What's up? Welcome to this special edition of Down South Sports Fanatics. Man, we got a show I'm sure everybody's excited. So without further ado, let me bring in my co-host, the voice of reason himself. What's up, Mr. Dave Robin?
Hey, what's up, guys? What a game, man. Cam Ward, first pick of the draft. But I think we might just have the best pick of the draft with Mr. Tyler Shough, man. That's all I'm going to say, bro.
You know that. And of course, I got to bring in my nephew in. The stats analyst, the man that tells you what you want to know. What's up, Fernando?
What's up, boys?
What's
Have
up,
we ever
man?
been more excited about a 5-win team? Or 6 wins. I'm sorry, 6 wins now.
6 wins, man. Yeah.
6 wins. It's exciting, man. Well, listen, let's talk about it. Dave, what's your thoughts, man? I know you're excited.
Yeah, man. Look, I've been really impressed with this defense all year. I think they came in ranked 10th. They had some problems early. They had some missed assignments, some blown coverages that led to touchdowns. But overall, I thought they tightened up in the second half. But to me, it's all about Tyler Shough, dude. It's a team game. I like to play calling. I thought there was a lot of groups that did really well on the field today, but it all starts with that dude. Look, it was weeks ago when this guy first made his debut against the Rams. Here I am. I'm like, okay, I hope he plays good the first couple of weeks where I don't have to hear shit from the Spencer Rattler fan club. And they tell me that my take was wrong the entire time, that Shough was going to be better than Rattler. So he passes that stage, right? He shows he's obviously better than Spencer Rattler. Then it becomes, okay, is this a guy we could go forward with in the future, or do we still need to look in the draft at a Mendoza or a Moore or whoever, a Nussmeier?
Yeah.
Do we look at it and say, hey, do we bring in another quarterback just for the hell of it to stock that quarterback room in case Shough's not the guy? Now, dude, I feel like we could win the NFC South next year. That's all I'm saying, dude. I don't know if y'all are where I am, but to me, ball placement, dude, he stands in the pocket. Dude, his deep ball is one of the best in NFL already as a rookie. But to me, I don't know if you guys notice it, but the yards after the catch, it feels like he puts the ball on point to where these receivers, are able to get those extra yards that they weren't getting the last couple of years, whether it was Derek Carr or Jameis Winston before that, Andy Dalton, Spencer Rattler. I feel like Shough is so on point with his accuracy, dude. 88% I think it was today.
Yeah. Fernando, what's your thoughts, brother?
I just think that Tyler Shough is playing incredible, and I think people. We had me and Richie had a family gathering this weekend. We had people still telling us that they're not sure about. I'm like, I don't know what the guy needs to do.
I said I've seen enough.
Yeah, he's the guy. And to keep the conversation at the family function civil, I kind of played the line and said, look, I can understand if you don't think he's the guy, and you think he's the guy next year, but not the franchise quarterback. I can maybe get behind. I don't know how you don't get behind that now, though. He is. I saw a stat earlier today. He has more 300-yard passing games than Drake May. Now he's only got 2, but that's still saying something. As good as Drake May is right now in year 2.
That's wild.
I just think. Go ahead.
No, go. You finish. You finish.
I was just, the other day before this game, and now it's going to be out the water. I was just comparing, looking at, ratings. He has 2 games where he didn't start the game, where his rating is in the tank. But if you take those 2 games out and add this game in now, his rating is 91. And if you go look at other quarterbacks, that's going to be up there with not just rookies. That's going to be up there with the better quarterbacks in the league.
Yeah.
That's my thing. And here's the thing. He did this back-to-back, and you haven't had a quarterback on this roster that's put up these numbers, and the efficiency and the accuracy dates back to Drew Brees. And I hate to say that because, we're not saying he's Drew Brees at all right now.
Right.
But I will say one thing. he's the closest thing to him so far.
Yeah. I mean, you feel it. I mean, Fernando brings up some good stats, man. I never would have thought that about the Drake May thing. And look how good. I mean, Drake May's an MVP conversation, is he not? And we've, and he's got that stat over him, which is pretty wild. But
and Dave, listen to this.
Yeah.
And I get so aggravated with, we live in the social media world now, like we're doing now. Everybody has an opinion. Everybody's got their takes, whatever. But everybody's also so scared to say what's in front of them.
Yeah.
Tyler Shuck, I'm looking at it right now. Yep. Josh Allen, who he compares the most to as far as size, what he does, his arm strength, all that. In Josh Allen's first 2 years as a quarterback, his rating was 67 and 85. And Tyler Shuck's at 91 right now. I mean, why are we so scared we stay on that line like it can't be possible that the Saints have a legit star quarterback?
Even the analysts are saying it. They saying it. I mean, don't get me wrong. He's mature. He's older. I get it. But, man, this cat is playing like he's a seasoned veteran already.
Go ahead, Dave. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, no. I was going to say the age thing to me, like you guys know it yourself. How much have we heard even from our own colleague, the Dancing Bear himself? I know they hit the age number. I'm like, dude, I don't care that he's 26 years old. To me, I mean, like, dude, there was late bloomers in the NFL. Like, I always talk about Rich Gannon. Look at Kurt Warner. Steve Young didn't get his break to many years in. Aaron Rodgers had to sit for a little while behind Brett Favre. Dude, I don't care about the age thing. But everybody, like you said, that was an excuse. I think to me, Tyler Shuck, each week, he wipes away more of those excuses that people had for him,
Fernando, maybe you can look this up. I think Joe Burrow came in at 25 years old, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm not 100% sure. I know he transferred with the whole thing at LSU. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure at the age he came in.
But dude, Joe Burrow played 5 years of college.
Let me see. I'll look it up for you.
He might have been like 23-ish, maybe close to 24.
He was older than that, Dave. He was older than that.
But to me, like, Bo Nix was older as well. Bo Nix is an older.
Joe Burrow was 24 as a rookie.
24. I was a year off. So
there you go. And I think Bo Nix was something similar, right?
Yeah. I mean, I think that's a good thing. To me, Dave, and listen, I think it's a good thing to be mature like that. Here's why I say that. You get all that play out of you. You're not having that nightlife no more. Most guys at 26 are starting a family. They settle down. You know what I mean? Sometimes that's a good thing.
Yeah, he looks like mentally tough, guys. I mean, I don't know about y'all. I mean, but to me, like, he feels like a guy right now. And it's weird because I was just joking with a buddy of mine today, and I said we got to look forward. We can't look in the past too much. But if this guy was your quarterback a month earlier, the Saints would be in a conversation of winning a division next week. And that's just my personal opinion. I think you got 2 more wins with Shuck. If he starts earlier in the year, and I think you're in a hunt for a division title this year. But I would feel comfortable with this kid going into the playoffs. I don't think. I just think he's ready, man. Like I see
my buddy just pop in, my longtime MC for all my shows, Mr. Jimmy Wallison. I want to wish him a happy retirement from MCing, man. It's been a long run. 35 years this guy's been doing it.
Man, that's
35 years.
Awesome.
So listen, guys, also too, I got it up. Subscribe and like the Big Easy Mafia's page for discounts and merchandise and VIP tailgate tickets. Make sure to do that, man. We are the official podcast for the Big Easy Mafia. But Fernando, here's the thing I like about it. Not only is the offense playing way better, think about that defense right now. That I said I can own it was old, out of date, this and that. And I have to say, I got to give props to Dave because Dave liked the new defensive coordinator. I was kind of skeptical about it, but Dave said, "Listen, the guy can coach defense, man."
Yeah.
And I can go out and say. I'm sure we're going to get into some of this in a little while about some things we've been wrong about the last couple shows we've been on about talking about some players. But I was also on record saying earlier in the year that Cam Jordan, Demario Davis, when Tyrann Mathieu was on the team, so like all these guys were washed. Come to find out, they just needed a little motivation, different scheme, a little motivation.
Dude, I got to send my public apology out to Juwan Johnson. I've been hard on that guy for 2 years now, man, and he's playing like a top 5 tight end since Tyler took over.
So come to find out that all these players, including the Juwan Johnson, the Chris Olave, when you have a quarterback that you actually trust and believe in, it seems to change a lot, all right?
Yeah.
If the defense is out there playing, thinking, oh, this guy can actually move the ball downfield and score some points, we got a shot.
So let me ask you this, because y'all stuck to y'all guns, and I've gotten a lot of flack behind it. with the whole Olave thing, do you think he's closer to a number one than a number two now, having a quarterback that has all his confidence in the world?
Hey, you know me, dude. I've called him a finesse number 2 receiver since probably middle of last year.
Yeah.
And it's not ever saying like I never came on here. I own my L, I own my W here and there. We'll do it both ways. But with Olave, to me, it's always like I knew he's good. You know what I'm saying? There's no question if he's a good football player. I worried about the head injuries. I worried about him just catching balls that are contested. I wanted to see him look like a number one. I don't know if he's ever going to be that true physical number one, but I'll tell you, man, his route running is superb. He almost had a second touchdown. I mean, they missed each other by an eyelash. I think I was on the phone with you guys, and I was reacting, I think, before it even came on for you or something. But his route running is good. He's got the speed. He's playing with a lot of confidence. I definitely give him the extension. I still want to try to keep that number relatively smart on how much you give him per year. But, dude, Richie, it's funny. You had made this – Richie brought this up earlier in the year. And, Pancho and I at the time, I think we're talking about it with you on here, was you said, hey, you don't want this guy to go somewhere else and do really well. And to me, my response was always like, hey, look, if he went to Buffalo, we got a first or a second round pick. I hope the guy does well, but we need to worry about ourselves. And the whole reason behind you saying that, Richie, was, hey, put this guy with that type of quarterback, like a Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson or Mahomes or something, and see what he can do. And look what Tyler Shuck is doing with this guy right now. I mean, he's making Chris Olave and Juwan Johnson look like different, guys out there.
And that's what I was gonna. We talked about this a little bit earlier, but you can tell. So I like to look at stats a lot, and then I also try to match that up with the eye test, right?
Yes.
See if it all lines up. And Chris, I haven't looked at this yet. I'll probably go do it. Maybe I'll have something for in the next podcast. I guarantee you, his yak yards with Tyler Shuck are blowing away his yak yards on any other quarterback he's played with. He's just playing totally different.
Yeah.
So
it isn't like those little hitch routes for 4 yards. I mean, he's leading this guy downfield, leading him over the middle, even the short stuff. Fernando, we've seen it with different guys like Austin and some of those guys, a little 4 or 5 yard pass, but he's leading the guy where they need to go.
I was shocked on that last long catch that he got caught from behind because Olave.
I think that's a back thing still. I don't think he's 100%, and I think there's another gear he can't get into right now.
And that's the thing and that's the thing that people aren't looking at neither. This guy could have said, you know what, I'm calling it a season. We got nothing to play for. I got back injuries and this and that. And he could have very well said, I'm gonna sit this one out. He's played better.
Yeah, that's a good call, Rich. Yeah.
And look, I don't know if this is the case or not. Just me speaking freely, but we have a guy on the roster that has not been put on injury reserve that is not playing week to week right now. I don't know what's going on with his injury, but
Mr. Alvin Kamara.
Yeah. So
guys, and speaking, I'm glad you went to that, Fernando, because Audric Estime is a guy I talked about a couple weeks ago. At Notre Dame, I thought he was very, very fundamentally sound when I watched him. I think he was there with Sam Hartman, and dude, he didn't look like he wowed you in any particular aspect of his game. Like, he wasn't super fast. He's not. He's big, but he's not like quite Derrick Henry big. But he puts it all together really well, man. I think today that dude looked really good. He ran hard. He showed balance. I think there was a play where he hurdled a guy, was practically on one leg, then still managed to bust through for another 4 or 5 additional yards. But Audric Estime, man, we saw Devin Neal a little bit. It goes to show you, I think if Tyler Shuck and guys like Chris Olave, Juwan Johnson, that offensive unit can get a legit running back. And I don't know how you guys feel about Kamara, but I'm at that point with Alvin where I'm like, hey, man, you got to do something with that contract. We got to restructure, let Mickey do some Mickey stuff and work the numbers for that final end of that contract. Or you just need to go elsewhere because, to me, this team is moving forward. Like you guys are saying, he's out week to week. We're not hearing much about him. He's been down the last couple of years. His production since Peyton left has been way lower. You know what I mean? So I don't know. And Alvin's a great player. I respect what he's done here, but sometimes you got to move on.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Fernando. Go ahead. You go.
I was going to say, I'm looking at his numbers and Estime. I didn't realize it till just now because it's the first big-time game he's had for us. But in his 1 year with the Broncos, he averaged 5.8 yards a carry.
Yeah.
So I thought this might be just a flash in the pan, but it looks like it might be a little bit to this.
Yeah.
How much do the Saints look in all season of the players they have currently on their roster right now that's really producing and move forward with them versus say Alvin Kamara coming? Do y'all see Alvin Kamara on this roster next season?
I think he has to take some kind of I mean, there's got to be some kind of pay cut or restructure or something. I mean, like when you say Fernando, like you look at the guys like Cam, like you were talking about earlier, and I was on board. I think Derek Carr and Tyrann Mathieu did us a favor before the season started with what happened. And no offense to those guys, I respect the same thing. I respect what they do, good people, but I think it was the right thing. You had to get younger, you had to get cheaper. And I don't know, like all those guys like Cam, who's having a really resurgent second half.
Yeah.
DeMario's still playing really well. I don't know what's going to happen with Taysom, because Taysom one week looks like Taysom, and the next week he looks like, it's just enough. It's time to hang him up. But if any of those guys are brought back, I think we really have to talk about hometown discount. If they want to stay through this process, say, hey, look, NFC South looks winnable. Maybe I can stay here rather than go and try to get a ring somewhere else in the next year or two. It's got to come at a serious discount because this team has to progress. They can't sit there and live in the past and pay these mid-30s guys big time money. You got to come in for like hometown.
I think they will, because you can look as far as just this past trade deadline. I'm sure that Mickey went up to Demario Davis and asked if he wanted to get traded, and he said, no, I'd rather. You knew at that point the season was going to be nothing.
Right.
So I think they will take discounts to finish their career here. Taysom, I'm not sure about, just because I don't think it's smart business to give Taysom any type of contract. I love Taysom, what he's done for us, but I just think he's not the player that he used to be at all.
Yeah, it might be that time. As much as we love Taysom, man. Last week, it's funny. We're saying, he looked incredible. I mean, but this week, you saw a little bit again. He looked like he lacked.
It's hard. It's hard for that body to do that back to back, man. At that age, especially with the injuries catching up with him. I mean, Father Time catches up with everybody, and injuries are a big part of it.
Yeah. Hey, I'm glad Fernando said something. Was that you, Richie, or Fernando? One of y'all said about the people that overreact on social media. Maybe it's Fernando. Maybe. I think we need to do like a segment, dude, on our shows. There was a dude that trashed Charlie Smith after the first kick. And I go in there, I said, hey, dude, give him a little, give the guy a little breathing room. It was a fairly long kick. The wind was howling at the start of the game at like 30 miles per hour, they were saying.
Yeah,
you see stuff blowing in the background. And then what the dude does, when people post this crazy stuff after one missed field goal, oh, we need a consistent kicker. That was a mistake giving this guy the contract. I saw a post like that, and I had to comment. You know what I'm saying? I had to be an ass and comment.
Yeah.
But what does this dude go out and do? Drains a 56-yarder, I think, and a 58, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, dude. People got to, they got to be calm on social media. Like, every missed tackle doesn't mean that you got to cut the guy.
So, listen, I want to say thank you, Irvin. He's one of our new followers over from Big Easy Mafia, Irvin. His question is, maybe y'all give him an answer for it. He wants to know what's the Saints' biggest need in the offseason.
You want to go, Fernando, first?
So I think it's I have a few answers, but it ties in together, which is interior offensive line. That's just me. I think if we give this guy actual time to throw they had a stat earlier that Cam Ward had the most time to throw the ball in this game than any quarterback had all year at 4.6 seconds or something like that.
Yeah.
Tyler Shuck's got like 2-point-something seconds to get rid of the ball. Give this guy some time, give him some weapons, and it's going to be.
That's a great point because, dude, you saw Jeffrey Simmons, who I've always been high on, man.
That guy's an animal.
He's a beast. One of the best defensive linemen to me in football. And dude, he, like you said, dude, he was wreaking havoc early. So, I mean, whatever adjustments they made at halftime was great. But like you said, dude, you need to upgrade guard. I mean, I would agree with you, Fernando. I'd say guard. I think you definitely need another pass catcher. Even if Olave profiles as the guy that's taken to one spot, I think you still need a pass catcher somehow. And I want another edge rusher, man. Maybe some depth in the secondary. I mean, there's a few areas you could look at, but the needs don't look as bad as what they did. Richie, I mean, remember we started this year, we're all talking, everybody's like, hey, this is going to be a 2 or 3 year process. I think the coaching staff, I think the scouting department, they knew what they were doing with this draft. And now we got a lot fewer needs, man. I mean,
I wouldn't have been on board if they wouldn't have showed so much promise. But I honestly think the Saints need to extend DeMario and Cam Jordan at this point. I mean, they're playing well, but just for the leadership. You got to have some type of leadership. And not to bring this up, I think that's what, not that we're not going to talk about him, but I think that's what the Pelicans is missing right now.
Yeah.
Like a C.J. McCollum. They're missing his leadership. Sometimes when you have a young team like that, they need direction. You need leadership. And that's all I want to say. And they can extend DeMario and Cam Jordan for at least another year or two,
Well, look, the question is, like, if we were having this conversation and Cam Jordan and Demario Davis weren't producing, I think it'd be a harder conversation.
Yeah.
But Cam Jordan and Demario Davis both are having two of their best years they've had in the NFL. Demario Davis has the most tackles at 14th year. They said that in the locker room. That's insane.
That's wild.
If you can have those guys, they don't have to be that productive next year. Like just Cam comes in and gets 5 sacks next year, that's a great year.
Did Buffalo what's going on? Buffalo just scored, right?
Yeah.
I'm a little distant from my TV. Did they take the lead or tie this thing?
23 seconds, dude. It's done.
Oh, so they're still down. Okay. I kept hearing cheers and stuff in the background. I didn't know if they caught up with Philly or not.
They're just going for 2, Dave.
Oh wait, so they can tie here?
No,
wait,
no.
I cannot see the score from where I'm at.
No, if they scored just now, I got Buffalo 3rd and 3, but did they just score?
Oh no, they just scored again.
They scored, yeah. So what's the score now? What's
they're about to tie it up.
Oh, jeez.
Wow.
Unbelievable. Unreal.
Hey man, I will say this about Buffalo. They're kind of. I think I picked them again to be the AFC representative in the Super Bowl. I feel for Josh Allen, man. I just don't think he has the weapons around him at all. I know we talk about it show after show, but I mean, outside of James Cook, I mean.
Oh, he's coming back, Dave. He didn't get in. He was down at the 1.
Oh, is he really? Oh man.
I don't know. Not to get on the
down.
Buffalo train, but I don't know the story behind why they got rid of Diggs in the first place. Was he just being a?
He was a headache.
I think it was more personality than anything else. I think he was, just kind of vocal, and I know he had that playoff game where he had that key drop, and I mean, to me, look, you bounce back from that, right, Fernando? I mean, you don't hold a player like nobody. Look, Marcus Williams had one of the worst things ever that could happen to him for a year, and he bounced back. So it ain't about that. I think it's about like his personality or something, in that locker room.
It could be. You could be right about that, Dave. That's for sure.
But I don't know, man. I'll tell you with this team, man. Like you said about the conversation about DeMario, and it is hard to take DeMario off the field right now, man. It really is.
I was shocked he didn't make the Pro Bowl. Seriously,
that is crazy. That's crazy.
I'll tell you one thing, man. What do you guys think about? Man, it's one of the weirder things to talk about a team, but it feels like I don't know, man. I'm not super pleased with our punter right now, man. I'm just not.
That is the worst position on the team.
It feels like I just can't say too many times where this dude. I mean, years ago, obviously we were blessed with Morstead for so many years. The Super Bowl run, Gillikin even wasn't too bad, and now we ended up with a dude from Australia at one point. I want to say was that Headley punted?
Luke Headley, yeah.
We went through some weird punters, and I just don't see it with this guy right now. I don't know. It feels like we've used 5 different punters since the end of the Morstead era. It feels like we just got to find somebody to punt the damn ball.
And the sad part about it is Morstead's still kicking in the league.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's like our age.
Maybe we'll get him back next year. Maybe he'll come back to end his career at the Saints.
Nando, that should be his 20th year. He's not coming back.
Now, would you take
that would be awesome.
Now?
I would take him, Fernando. He loves it here, man.
Yeah, he does. He comes back for everything. He does Mardi Gras. He does all the stuff here.
Hey, y'all look at this thing right now. Look at this NFC South right now. And I know Poncho's been critical about some of the teams that we've beaten. But to me, look, dude, somebody's still going to get in the playoffs. Somebody may still give somebody problems, whether it's Tampa or Carolina. But, I mean, dude, you look at this division going forward. I love Atlanta's roster in many areas except quarterback. I don't think they have the quarterback on their roster. I look at Tampa. You got some aging pieces with Godwin, with Evans. Baker's kind of trending down a little bit. They got some holes on that defense. And Carolina, to me, I'm not the biggest Bryce Young guy. You know what I mean? And I think they have a good roster, but it's not a great roster. I think the Saints, to me, if they could hit another draft like they just did and make some smart free agent moves, I don't see any reason why this team can't win NFC South.
It's all about what ifs, dude. If we would have started Chuck at the beginning of the season, who knows, man?
I can tell you this. I don't think it's – and maybe I'm being a hot taker or home or whatever, but the Saints right now have the best quarterback in the division.
Yeah, good. Hey, you beat me to it, dude. I was going to be the next thing I said, Fernando. Honestly, I was going to say it's a realistic world where middle of next season we're saying he's by far the best QB in the division. I think that's the case, dude. I think Penix is going to hold back Atlanta another year. I just don't think Bryce Young is all that, man. I think I got him like the 25.
I'm not sure they come back. I'm not sure they come back with Penix, Dave.
I listen, if I was them, I would really – the problem with them is, too, they don't have a first-round pick. Remember, the Rams have their pick. So that's going to really hurt to me. If so, they could have went quarterback again, in the draft. But
now what's going to be interesting is the stuff going on with Burrow and what he, if he decides to ask out or wants to trade, or Cincinnati wants to trade him, and does Atlanta or any other team, 25 teams would probably trade for Joe Burrow.
It's going to be a wild quarterback market.
Man, that would hurt Saints fans' hearts. That's LSU.
Would it?
I'm glad you said it, because we talk about Burrow a lot. And, there's other guys like Kyler Murray.
I'm going to tell you what,
Mac Jones.
Fernando, you bring up a great point. It's all hypothetical. But if Atlanta somehow does pull off a trade to get Burrow, there's going to be plenty of Saints fans that will root against our own team when Burrow comes in that building.
I think the hard thing is, to me, though, how do you go get – see, to me, I think Atlanta's cap, I don't know what it is exactly, but I don't think they got a ton of cap room.
And they don't have the pick this year either. So
that's the thing. They don't have the pick. It's a team and I don't know where they're at with the cap, but it feels very easily like I could see Joe Burrow, and I'm just throwing this out there. What about like a Miami Dolphins, man? I don't know.
Oh, my God, y'all. We just might inform Buffalo is going for 2 to win this.
Oh, they're going for 2 to win. Oh, shit. Hold on.
Oh, jeez.
Holy God. We're going to see this live. This is wild.
That is for the win.
Burrow has a no-trade clause.
That's good for Burrow.
Well, he wants to be traded. Why do you want no trade clause?
Oh, that's good. If he wants, he can pick where he wants to go.
Huh?
He gets to pick where he wants to go.
Yeah, I think so. I think really, listen, we're talking
about he had him.
I didn't see it, dude. You're ahead of us, Dave.
Damn. What just happened here? I'm at a distance. It looked like he had a guy in the back of the end zone.
You need to stop. You're ahead of everybody.
What happens here? Oh, man. Josh Allen, just a misfire, man.
You had him, Dave. I see it now. You're right. Wow.
He knows it. He's upset with himself, man. Oh, God. I'm a big Josh Allen fan, man. I hate to see that, man.
He's trying to do too much, man.
Yeah. No, it's but man, Burrow, I don't know. The reason I think about Miami, they're definitely moving on from Tua, and Quinn Ewers isn't going to be the future there. I just look at that team. I could see them making a bold move. It's Miami. They want to make this splashy move. I don't know what their cap looks like, but Tyreek could retire, so that could save them a lot of money. I don't know where their picks are at and everything. I don't know how many teams would fit that profile. We'd have to dig into that with some, like Fernando, you'd have to get deep in the numbers and research, I guess, to look at cap space, teams with high draft picks, a bunch of high draft picks.
This is just me. I think of a team, I can tell you a team I think is going to go after Burrow, and only because the players got familiarity with him. I think the Minnesota Vikings are going to go after him.
Well, that would be, if I was the Vikings, I'd sell my soul to get Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
Because that team with Joe Burrow is instantly one of the top 3 or 4 teams in the league.
I never seen a guy, and we all play fantasy football, fall from, unbelievable. He was on Jefferson is unplayable, dude.
Dude, it's been a weird year in fantasy, man. Like, if I'm not mistaken, dude, and trust me, as a guy that drafted Kyle Pitts in a dynasty league many years ago in the first round out of his rookie year, I think Kyle Pitts actually came into today as like a top 3 fantasy tight end. Who would have thought that the way this guy
how he started?
But who would have ever said Justin Jefferson is that irrelevant, Richie? You know what I'm saying?
He's a weird year. Agent. He's a free agent too.
Yeah.
Kyle Pitts?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, he feels like he's been around forever, and I think he's still only like 25 or something?
Yeah, he is.
But I'm saying, some of the way the stats have gone, like Juwan Johnson, man, I haven't looked at a fantasy thing since I got eliminated from my leagues, but Juwan Johnson feels like he's like a top 5 or 6 tight end this year in fantasy, man. I don't know if that's the case, but it feels like he's pretty damn high. And who would have ever said that when the year started?
Yeah, Stephen Lucius said somebody's missing. He's looking for the bear.
The dancing bear, man. I don't know. The bear. The bear's going to catch some shit from the Shuck thing.
Oh, man. Yeah. He knew what was going on. He knew why not to be here for this.
He conveniently scheduled a massage on Chef Mentor or something before this show, man. Or he either that or locked down a table at Rocky and Carlos for 6 o'clock.
He's in a Gagne coma right now.
Look, I know
somebody's calling my phone. I cannot see from here if that is him, but somebody's calling my phone.
Look, to think about this. We at the beginning of this year. Now I wasn't on the podcast at the beginning of the year, but I talked to Richie a lot. And we all thought that the Saints had a bunch of holes on this team, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now take that and take all the injuries into account that he's playing with to add all the other holes.
Yes.
And what Shock is doing really is incredible. Like,
dude, yeah. Look, he's completing. He's making guys like, I mean, dude, like you said, outside of Juwan and Chris Olave, I mean, Audric Estime's getting a chance after being let go. You got, Dante Pettis even catching passes. There's some dude, Malakaliki Maka, who's catching balls out there, man. I don't know who some of these dudes are, bro.
Well,
I mean, who are these guys? It's like the Major League movie in the beginning of that old baseball movie.
And I
Major
think-
League,
look,
one of my favorites. When the two Asian dudes are doing the grounds crew thing, and they're like, who the fuck are these guys? That's how I feel about some of these dudes.
I think we get caught up in, right, all we've known as, at least since I've been a Saints fan, and I'm 40, but is Drew Brees is the best thing since sliced bread, right? So
Right. Yeah.
that's all we know is quarterback play, is what it's supposed to look like.
Yeah.
But we've never seen what a rookie quarterback's supposed to look like.
So
And it's
so
not
what
this.
So what we're gonna do, because we owe it to Stephen Lucia, because he does share our stuff.
Mhm.
Stephen, we're gonna bring you on with the Bear on Thursday.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Hey, look, Fernando, Richie, I like what Fernando's saying too right there, because look, the stats are wonderful with Shuck. Most of his time since taking over as a rookie quarterback, the stats are excellent. But there's a certain thing, like you said, called the eye test. And I mean, some people may look at if they just read and Googled the stat line today and say, oh, well, Dave's talking a lot of shit about Cam Ward and Tyler Shuck. Tyler had the better day stat-wise, obviously, and he also won the game. But there's an eye test thing. If you guys – listen, I'm watching this game because I had a buddy of mine who really told me Cam Ward was going to be the best thing in years to come out, and I wasn't quite sure about Cam Ward like that. I'm not saying he's going to be a bad football player, but, dude, the eye test, how many throws did Cam Ward nearly have? I mean, Kool-Aid McKinstry could have had 4 picks today.
Alontae
Not
Taylor.
Kool-Aid, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Alontae Taylor.
Why
Could
we
have
not?
had 4
Hey,
picks
why,
today. I
Dave,
mean,
why we not talking about how well the secondary is playing?
It has been. Alonte's like he's like my Olave of the defense, man. I don't know 1 minute whether I want to sign him to a 3-year extension or I want him to walk out the door.
I think
just don't know.
I think you have to keep him, dude. I do.
He's got good instincts. He can do some things. He
I
gets
like
beat
Sanford,
downfield on
man.
that one play, and then he should have had a pick on a completion.
I agree with Dave a little. He leaves a lot on the table, though. A lot of meat on that.
Yeah.
They hit it hard with Sanker, dude. That cat's gonna be good.
Oh, Sanker is a maniac, dude. Him and Justin Reed, you don't have to worry about that back end, man. They're pretty good.
They hit on the draft in general. I mean, the draft
Yeah.
the players that hit on is incredible.
Yeah, but I don't know about you guys, but Cam Ward, like I said, I'm not trashing the kid. They don't have a great supporting cast there, but if I'm watching that game, one quarterback looked poised, looked like a seasoned vet. I know he's a little older, but Shuck just looked more like a professional quarterback. Like Cam Ward, there was a lot of playground ball. I mean, there was moments where he stopped moving his feet altogether, which to me is a no-no for any quarterback because he had a lot of time. Like Fernando alluded to earlier, he had like a ton of time most of the game, but the feet stopped moving. There's some throws across the body. There's just bad ball placement. I mean, sometimes the accuracy is just way off the mark. I mean, Shuck had a couple misfires, but
Look,
most
I
of the
think
balls to me were on point.
if you gave Richie that kind of time, he could make some throws in an NFL game. Okay?
I mean, look at the touchdown. I mean, Okonkwo, Chiggy just broke out on that 4th down, and that was the easiest pitching catch ever. Now, Kool-Aid, to me, I was a little pissed on that tackling effort. He's got to be better than that. But dude, the 2 touchdown passes were blown coverages. I mean,
But here's the thing, Dave. I think that's what they wanted. I think he had that kind of time because they let him have that kind of time.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
They
I
were
think
trying to
gonna
almost
keep him in
like
front
bait
of
him into a mistake in the zone or something. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. And Shuck, man, I mean, I don't know what you do against Shuck at this point because he seems like he's like get the pressure in his face. It doesn't matter. This dude's getting rid of the ball. He's putting it on point.
And what about the stuff we don't talk about with Shuck is the little things that keep him on the field. So, for instance, that run, he runs to the outside, gives the guy a little juke, knows the juke doesn't work, and then goes down to the ground, takes a 2-yard loss.
Smart
That's
play.
a smart play. Don't
Yep.
take the hit.
Smart
That's
play.
the stuff Jackson Dart's doing that's getting him in trouble.
That's
I don't think-
and
I
as a
don't
fan
think-
of Dart, dude, I'm agreeing 100%. That's why I think
I
he's
don't think-
catapulted
listen,
Dart, in my opinion.
I don't think we're giving Kellen Moore enough credit for what he's doing with this roster too.
Richie, you're right, dude.
They're bought in. I know that.
Dude, and we talked about Mickey Loomis, and look, I'm still pissed with Mickey on a lot of things over the years, man. I will say this though, he's getting bailed out a little bit, and I'm not gonna, like I said, I'm not gonna give him. Look, he hired Kellen Moore. I'm gonna give Mickey his credit on some things, but to me, that's a coaching staff knowing what kind of players they want. I think they talk and they coordinate with Jeff Ireland, our assistant GM. He goes out and scouts these guys. And, man, Staley, Kellen Moore, Nussmeier, these guys went out there and they got the players that they wanted. And, dude, look, Kelvin Banks. He could be an elite tackle by the end of next year. Sanker, like we said, this kid's already, to me, like on the door, knocking on the door of one of the better safeties in the league. Shuck. Look at all these players. Riley. They knew the players that they wanted. You know what I mean? They hit on these guys. And to me, if you do that one more draft and you have a little luck in free agency, come on, man.
And look, and Dave, you bring up some good points about Mickey. Here's the thing with Mickey, though, and you need this in sports to win, but you need luck on your side. The Saints got lucky with a lot of things that worked out for them. If Derek Carr doesn't retire, we don't ever see Tyler Shuck.
Yep. And what if Tyrann Mathieu doesn't retire? Do we ever get to see how
I think we need to send a thank you card to Derek Carr.
Look, him and the Honey Badger, man, because we may not see Jonas Sanker, man, that much.
And look, people aren't talking, not to get on this tangent, but if Derek Carr decides to come out of retirement next year and somebody wants to come get him, they might be giving the Saints another draft pick.
It's an interesting look. You never know, man. Never know.
I don't need nothing. He did enough for us. We good.
Yeah,
we good. Let him walk. Let him go.
Hey, that cap sheet looking a lot better. Look, it's going to look the best next year. I want to say this coming off season than what it has in many years.
But back to Mickey. One thing the Saints and Pelicans do very well is they hire their people and they leave them alone. They say, just do your job, get what you need, and don't talk to us. Yeah. And I think they do the same thing with the Saints. I think Mickey said, okay, Kellen, you're the guy. Get your staff, get your players, and just go win ball games. Now, sometimes that can be a problem because you let it go on too long when things are going wrong.
Right.
But in this aspect, it's great.
And I don't know if you guys remember this. I'd have to go back and look. And I don't know, maybe I was having a crazy dream or something. But like this offseason, or when we hired Kellen Moore, I almost remember there was either an article produced or somebody in a podcast that had mentioned it. Like this was like a something that happened behind closed doors that Mickey basically said, I'm going to take control of free agency. We're going to allow the coaching staff to maybe dictate the draft more so. And I could see that being the case if that was true indeed, because he brought back familiar faces and we ridiculed it. Some of them worked out really well, some of them not so much. But to me, one of the guys I think that he brought back that I think to me he's like almost the face of your defense right now is Chase Young, man. And Chase Young, I was a little questionable on the terms of that contract when they gave it out just because of the injuries with Chase Young. But, man, when he's out there healthy, dude, Chase Young is a Pro Bowl caliber edge rusher.
He's a train wreck, dude.
Yeah, he is.
And like you talk about the draft, I would love to pair another guy with him. That's like my ultimate goal, in the draft to go get that edge rusher, to go along with Chase Young. And you can take this defense from top 10 to maybe top 5 next year.
I think we're all excited about the future with the Saints, man, and I really think they hit on this draft big time. And if they can do the same thing next year, I think we'll be sitting pretty.
Yeah.
I think we're going to have to answer a lot of questions on who you want to keep, who you want to extend, and some people aren't going to agree with it, and I get that.
Right.
But at the end of the day, I think we can all agree that this team is pretty competitive right now.
Yeah, it's great, man, because y'all know, guys, the last few years, I don't know if y'all can remember a year where we felt good going into the next season. 21, you remember, that's one that stood out because we almost made the playoffs that year. I think that's the year Taysom got hurt starting at quarterback the last game of the season, and Sean Payton eventually left. And but dude, at 22, 23, 24, dude, we felt horrible last season coming into this year. We knew it was going to be dark days, continuing at least for a little while. But this is like the most, excitement I have going into, dude, I'm watching these games right now. Like you said earlier, Fernando, for a 6-win team, I'm like, dude, I'm in front of my TV at 11:50, dude. I'm ready. I got my food ready. I got a beer or something.
Yep.
And I'm excited. Like, dude, the last couple of years, like sometimes I'm doing chores watching Saints games. I'm like, dude, you know what I'm saying?
If people don't know it, this is a quarterback-driven league, and I don't care what nobody says.
Yeah. You have to have one, man. Like, I don't always agree with you have to stop everything and just overpay a quarterback. Like, don't get me wrong, but you have to have one. You have to have at least a top 15 caliber quarterback to get in the dance when you get in the playoffs. If you don't have that, if you go with a number one defense, a great run game, and you got Geno Smith or Bryce Young as your quarterback or Derek Carr, you're probably not going anywhere. But Shough to me is already leaning towards that top tier.
I can tell you right now, and I hate the Falcons, but I'll tell you one thing. The difference is we got a quarterback they don't. They have a better roster than us. I can
perfect example, Rich. I mean, dude, they got the best running back possibly on earth, dude. They got a tight end that's a good receiver.
If you put Tyler Shough on the Falcons right now, the way he's playing, they might be in Super Bowl contention.
They might be number one, 2 seed in the league.
Similar style, similar talent-wise on defense to what we have,
And look, I can tell you this right now. The Saints, compared to last offseason going into this offseason, like it's night and day of what we're about to look at. Like you have the hardest position in sports. Now I'm saying in sports to figure out you got it, and you got it in the second round. So you have to put a first round pick on it. Now you're going into, and because you did so well in this draft, you don't have to hit on everything next year.
Yeah.
You're right. Bet 50% in the draft next year, and that's excellent.
And what do you guys say now, too? I mean, with what's happened with Kellen Moore and the coaching staff, Mickey Loomis goes into the offseason instead of saying, hey, Kellen, y'all prepare for the draft. Now, all of a sudden, free agency starts in early March or whatever. Guess what? I think Kellen Moore has all the attention. Mickey's giving him his undivided attention at this point, saying, hey, dude, what do you want? Let's hear your take, like it's Sean Payton in there, on what you want going forward.
And here's the reality of it. I'm not in favor of drafting running back so high. But if Love falls to you, you got a quarterback and running back for the next 5-6 years.
Yeah. Yeah. Because, you could solve those other needs in free agency. Like Fernando said, you got to get better at guard. You can go get a free agent guard. Get somebody, under 28 preferably. Go give them a multi-year deal. You can maybe add the right edge rusher. Who knows? Yep. There's always cap casualties, man. You might be able to get a veteran pass rusher who may not be, may have a few years left in the tank. To where, like you said, Richie, to keep your options open on draft day, where if Love falls to you, man, dude, that could be that could be the final piece you need on the offense, perhaps.
I really don't think it's, to me, and I told y'all from the start, I'm very optimistic all the time. So maybe that's just optimistic coming at me. But if the Saints get Love and then they get 2 good guards in free agency and didn't do anything else, which they will do more, but if they didn't do anything else, they just did that, I think they're easily the favorites in the division next year.
Yeah. And look, you can add another receiver too. Look, we talked about another receiver there. That could be done maybe in the second round. That could be a free agent guy. There's going to be a lot of free agent wide receivers out there. It may not even have to be a sexy, big name wide receiver. Look, you're not going to get into the George Pickens sweepstakes, obviously, but who knows? Like a guy I like a lot who's overshadowed in Green Bay. A guy like Romeo Doubs could be a good complementary receiver for Olave and Vela. You know what I mean? Doubs is a good fundamental receiver. He's going to come a lot cheaper than most of these guys. But Green Bay's got 4 or 5 receivers that could be the number one guy week to week. You know what I mean?
What up, Pat?
I got a question for both of y'all real quick because they made me think about it. I thought about it the other day. But when you're talking about wide receivers, me and Dave both agree on this. I think Richie agrees on this too. If you have Olave and Vele, right, that's your two guys going in next year that are going to be your 1 and 2s, right? Or maybe 3, depending on how you feel about Vele. I think Vele is a legit number 2.
Yeah.
But do you think there needs to be a clear pecking order for wide receivers? So if you're going out and get somebody, or even drafting somebody for that matter, does there need to be, like, is it bad for the team to not know who the clear number 1 wide receiver is, or 2 or 3? What do you know what I mean? Like, if the Saints for some reason went after George Pickens, how does Olave feel about that?
Right.
Not good.
I agree, dude. I'm a little old school with that. Like, I see what's going on. And see, I think that's part of Buffalo's struggle. I don't think there's a legit 1, legit 2. I think Green Bay, like, they got Jaden Reed and Dobbs and Watson and those guys. But I don't know, man. Something to me, I like dynamic, man. Like, that's what basketball, and like I said, I'm not going to go into Pelicans, but to me, the Pelicans don't lack talent. They lack a dynamic, like an identity. And receiver, we knew it with the Super Bowl run. Breeze, let's be real. Who was he going to first? Colston was the guy he's looking for. If there's a deep ball, a clear out, maybe he's looking for Devery Henderson. He's got Shockey underneath. He's got Lance Moore underneath, Reggie underneath. There's a dynamic. Like, he knows what he wants to do each play. And if Shough, like you said, if he's got Vele with a big target, he's got Olave clearing out or maybe running a sharp route 15 yards downfield to the sideline. He knows to know what's going on, like you saying, Fernando, to have a dynamic, I think that's the key, man.
And
I want a receiver that complements Olave and Vay. That's why I thought about a guy like Dobbs who plays in like a crowded room already, and it doesn't seem to bother him. He could have these solid games here and there and still be a weapon for you.
And I think that's so. To my bigger point, asking that is, we talked about Kellen Moore, right? And I think that Kellen Moore saw a bigger picture at the beginning of the season that we did not see.
Yeah.
Right. So they traded for Vele, gave up a 4th round pick, didn't play him though, or he played very sparingly, right? But he knew that Shaheed was not going to be here or Olave was not going to be here. One of them was going to be gone, and Vele was going to get those touches. And he knows what kind of receiver he needed, and he knew when how to Shuck to play, right?
Yeah.
So all that he already had a plan going into the second half of the season.
Right.
So my question is now, we all think that they need another receiver, but does he have a plan for a certain receiver that he needs? Like, he might not go get a big time receiver or draft a receiver at the first pick. They might say, we just need this guy to do this for us to take us to the next level.
The big picture mentality, dude. I agree completely. I think a lot of times people don't look at the big picture and, they wonder, why'd you give this up for this guy? Why do we do, you got to always keep that big picture in mind, especially for a team that's been in this rebuild, retool mode for the last few years. But, there's another guy too, man, and I'm trying to sit there and think of his name. We picked him up from New England. I'm just having a blank. I don't have my cell phone.
I know how you're talking about. I'm forgetting his name too, but he's
and he was the high. Is it Jalen Polk?
Yes.
And he was a guy coming out of college that had some attention, man. And he didn't get his opportunity really in New England. They kind of cut ties with him really quickly, and he's been hurt this year. But who's to say that guy, like you said, maybe that's a plan that he said, hey, I can go steal this guy. I've always liked this kid. We scouted him back wherever. And
they did that with him, and they did it with another guy they claimed or something.
Yeah.
Off the waiver wire and put him on IR.
And to me, sometimes those subtle moves nobody's talking about now, we're going to get there next August and people are going to be seeing in preseason, hey, who the heck's this guy,
I don't like that, Steven. I don't agree with you on that one.
What's that?
He said Olave would never be a true number one. I disagree.
Man,
I disagree too.
Yeah, you know what, to me, dude, and I've been the hardest probably of anybody on Olave. I don't know, Pancho's pretty hard on him too. I don't know, man. Here's my thing with Olave. Maybe it took Tyler Shuck to pull it out of him. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't want to give him $35 million a year. I want to see if I can make this deal sensible and still – and I hate to say it, man, it gets ugly in these negotiating meetings. I mean, I'm not saying it's not always –
everybody said – all reports was – and we always give him praise in Seattle, JSN. But some people said Olave is a better receiver than him.
Well, I mean, look, Ohio State's produced some amazing receivers. I mean, kind of like LSU, over the years. I mean, they've been like right there at the top. But I mean, to me,
I think me and Dave Infinito could agree with you. He was too inconsistent in the beginning of the season. He's been nothing but consistent.
But again, that comes, we have to, and Dave's already proven that he does this too. Rich is a little bit skeptical if he ever admits he's wrong or not about anything. But you bring up a good point, Rich, with being inconsistent, but was he inconsistent because the quarterback play was inconsistent?
Yes.
That's
and that's dude, and that's why look, dude, man. People said I was a Rattler hater or I was this much. I was trying to push for Carr. No, dude, I wasn't a big fan of the Carr move, but I figured I had to live with it. But listen, Derek Carr had his limitations on certain things. Spencer Rattler to me wasn't quite starting quarterback material. He profiled to me more as a backup. And you can see, like you said, Olave. You had told us this earlier, Fernando, when we were on the phone. It looks like more of a comfort level of him going after the ball, knowing he's not going to get drilled. There's not going to be a hospital ball waiting for him right there.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like Shuck's putting the ball where it needs to be. He's giving him an opportunity for yards after the catch. So, I mean, to me, if Shuck elevates Olave from, to me, what I call a finesse number 2, a solid number 2, to, hey, if he becomes a number 1 based on that, then I'm okay with that. You know what I'm saying? And Marcus Colston was never a top 10 receiver in the league. I mean, we have such great memories of Marcus Colston, and he had a wonderful career, one of the best draft picks of all time, in my opinion. But I don't think we could ever sit there and say he was ever consistently considered a top 5 or top 10 receiver in this league. But Breeze elevated him to that status, to being a legit number 1.
You make a great point talking about Colston, because Colston had his limitations too, right? He wasn't a go down the field type guy, but he was a guy you could trust, throw the ball to, know he's going to make a catch.
Right.
Olave, in my opinion, is the guy that is going to be, if you need him to get open, he's going to get open. He's a pure, like probably the best route runner in the league.
Yeah.
When it comes to doing that speed.
Yeah.
I told this to Richard the other day. If you have Olave and Vele and it's 3rd and 7 and I need a big catch, I'm throwing it to Vele. That's just me.
Yeah.
But you don't need Olave to do that if you got Vele doing that.
Yeah, and then Juwan, look at what Juwan's done, man.
But
dude,
Fernando, you saying that they said it today on TV. Right now, Olave is second on 3rd down catches.
I saw that. Yeah.
Second in the whole league on 3rd down. In the whole league.
And to me, look, and you know, Richie, and I think that's a good stat, and it's a bad stat in a way too, because it shows we don't have a lot of options as well.
If you think about it right now, that's a great stat because everything comes down to 3rd down.
But that comes also to what I said before about, I think Olave, like I said, is one of maybe the best route runner in the league. So he's going to get open. The question is, when he's not open and the ball's still coming to him with tight coverage, is he going to make the catch?
And look, and Fernando, I was screaming, and I would tell everybody that was in love with Rattler early in the year, I said, dude, one of my biggest knocks on Rattler is it's 3rd and 5, and he takes off and runs for 6 yards and gets the first. And everybody's like, oh, well, why are you complaining? He got the first down. Then the next series, we go 3 and out. You know, we end up punting the ball.
Correct.
To me, it's that 3rd and 6 where he's not looking downfield or he's not seeing a play develop properly, not seeing the field. Tyler Shuck, to me, how long does it take? Like you said, almost look like Drew Brees at times, where he sees what he wants before. You know, his pre-snap reads are tremendous. And he's hitting these instead of 3rd and 6 scrambling for 7 yards and then having only 2 or 3 more plays, whatever, before you give the ball away. He's looking at a guy 15, 20 yards downfield, and he's finding that guy. I mean, you saw him on that play with Juwan Johnson. He's directing traffic. He's rolling out. He's seeing it downfield as good as any quarterback to me right now in the league, man.
And look, I don't know if you spring up Drew Brees. I don't know if he's been working with Drew Brees lately, but I'm starting to see that little shoulder move coming along. That he,
dude, the throw to Kevin Austin Jr., the completion early in the game. That was like he worked the defender off of him with a tremendous pump fake, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, look, it's the little things, man. Like that's when we go back to the eye test. I mean, you go look at a stat line and say, oh, he was better than Ward, but Ward was in the ballpark. But dude, if I'm just watching those guys play football for the first time, Shuck did so many things talent-wise that stood out more. And like you said, the pump fake, like the fundamental things, looking off a defender, pre-snap reads, making a smart play to take the loss instead of doing something stupid. You know what I mean?
I mean, you can see from the, and I don't know if y'all agree with me on this or not, but from the first couple starts he had, even though he had good stats and big games, he still looked a little bit panicky sometimes with his feet, like in the pocket, not all the way comfortable. He just looks like a vet now when he's in the pocket. Like he just looks so much more comfortable.
Yeah, the footwork to me was a little shaky. That was one of the things I felt he needed to really work on. And it feels like you said, maybe it's talking to Brees. I mean, Brees could teach that as good as anybody, you know. And
a guy told me today, he said, if you took the name off the back of his jersey and just watched him play, you would say, God, this guy looks like a veteran. Who is this guy?
He does. I told that to y'all earlier. I expect in the fourth quarter, Shuck has the ball, that he's going to do something with it.
Yeah.
And I'm not worried at all that anything negative is going to happen in the fourth quarter.
It's like he's growing, these growth stages, man. It's like,
they're talking about Shuck right now.
Huh?
They're talking about Shuck on Fox right now.
Oh, good. Yeah, Terry, huh?
Yeah, he's getting, dude. You know, I watched the post game. Matt Ryan, Nate Burleson on CBS. A lot of good things to say about Tyler Shuck, man. I mean, to
Nate
me,
Nate said the same thing we said. He said, "I just want to say, if they would have started him at the beginning of the season, you might be looking at the NFC South as a different."
I mean, who knows, right? I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why. Look, we felt it was all coming, man. Like, there was no way you're drafting this kid with the second-round pick, and I mean, second-round picks are very freaking valuable, man. Some people downplay it, but dude, second-round picks to me are man. If the first round's like 14 karat gold, the second's like 10 karat. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not far off. And I don't know, maybe I'm giving a bad jewelry analogy there, but you know what I'm saying? It's pretty damn close, man. You know, it's good stuff.
And I was just trying to go check, but I'm logged out of my account, so I can't see it on DraftKings. But he was second in Rookie of the Year odds coming into this week. McMillan was first, and McMillan had, 5 yards today?
Yeah, it was terrible.
Had a 300-yard. Like, it's wrapped up. I'm winning some money on Rookie of the Year.
So how is Shuck right now not the favorite? I mean, to me, I don't know what Dart did today. And, you know, I like Jackson Dart a lot, man. I was hoping for Dart originally, but, man, I said, hey, Shuck was intriguing. So, I mean, I don't know where Dart is for the year stats-wise, but to me, I was kind of looking at Dart and McMillan before Shuck had this surge the last couple of weeks, you know. But is there anybody else we're not thinking of, man? Because I don't know right now, if Shuck has another solid game, how do you not give it to Tyler Shuck, especially having an undefeated December for the first time in years?
Dart had 2 touchdowns rushing, 48 yards, and then had 207 yards passing. He had a decent game, 22 for 30, so actually a really good game. But I can't get over the fact that Dart last week only had 33 passing yards the entire game.
Shuck has been more consistent, that's for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big deal. I tell you that. Well, listen, guys, we're gonna get out of here and go enjoy our rest of our Sunday. But listen, y'all join us on Thursday night. I'm sure we're gonna have some extra topics. We'll have the Bear on for y'all to grill. That's for sure. Listen,
I want to see the Bears' reaction. I'm waiting for it, man.
Well, listen, thank y'all for joining us on this wonderful Sunday. Who dat, man?
Who dat? Good win.
Y'all take it easy.
All right, guys.